Hey everybody, Terrio back at you. Thanks for tuning in. Today I'm going to share with you a concept that has helped me out greatly over the years. I know it's going to help you too. Concept, method, whatever you want to call it. It's a way of practicing to get more out of your time spent with the instrument, more quality time, retain more what you're learning, and improve at a greater pace. Does that sound like a magic pill? How much would you charge for that app? No, it's no app. I'll show you how to do it with the aid of a $10 kitchen timer. Now, before you go, what's Terrio talking about? That sounds crazy. First, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the theory behind it, and then I'm going to show you some practical applications, and I'm going to keep it short and simple because it ain't complicated. First thing, take a look at this quote. The task increases with the time allotted, all right? That was by a great guitar player named Howard Roberts, great guitar player educator. He's no stranger to my channel. If you watch my YouTube channel, you'll hear about him a lot. And that's where I got this concept from. Now, he didn't invent it. There's a concept called the Pomodoro technique that you can research if you're interested more in this. But as far as being guitar specific, music specific, I got it from Howard. So basically what he's saying in this quote is, if we take a preset amount of time, there's a frame around that amount of time, there's a limited amount of time, and if we focus on a specific task, i.e. a scale, chord shape, chord progression, some licks, a riff, something specific, and only focus on that for 110% of your focusing ability, no distractions for that allotted amount of time, the quality of your retention, of your learning, everything is expanded, and the way you can learn things quicker. I've talked about this in the past on I had a video called Noodling that got a lot of views, but basically that's what's happening, and the timer helps keep us in the lane. Okay, here's another quote by a famous mathematician: that which is measured improves. And there's no secret. If you keep tabs on something and you really, hone in on it, focus on it, in a repeated manner, you will improve. And it's the quality of this time you're going to spend. 10 minutes spent in this way versus 2 hours of mindless noodling. So let me give you a practical application. Okay. Let's say you're trying to learn a melodic minor scale. Now, if you don't know melodic minor, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're learning pentatonic, cage, basic stuff. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to use a melodic minor shape. Melodic minor, if you know this or not, sometimes the shapes are a little harder to learn. The patterns aren't. They don't really relate to any other shapes on the guitar. They're sort of unique. They can be a little tricky. So let's say you're trying to learn a melodic minor. You're having trouble, you're fumbling around, there's a bunch of gray areas. That's a mistake. If you just keep fumbling through something you're trying to learn, you're programming your mind to learn those mistakes. So stop right there. That's another Howard thing. Let's just break this in to chunks. That was another thing he advocated, another important thing to consider. If the scale is too much all at one time, just break it in half. Try half. Just set your timer for 10 minutes. Don't have any other distractions, right? Don't start doing this and then play a little blues lick in the middle or check your text. No. 10 minutes of complete focus. See where your fingers are, making the mental notes, the muscle memory. Really getting that before moving on. And you might think, this is kind of crazy. No, you're really going to increase your learning retention. You'll be amazed at how good this works. Try it. Just keep going with it until you master that. No gray areas. If you have some time left, move on to the next 3 strings. Once the timer goes off, that's it. You walk away, you move on to something else, you come back to it later. Now, hear me out. Sometimes 10 minutes isn't enough. I adjust it accordingly. This week I got slammed. The next few weeks I got slammed with a couple of recording sessions, a couple of records, working with a singer, learning a bunch of songs at one time. All of that stuff, I just plug in time frames. Like when I'm doing something for Live from Daryl's House, we often don't have a lot of time to learn the material. So I'll make a playlist on my Pro Tools, or I'll use iTunes. I don't use Spotify. I don't have Spotify. Never used it. But I'll set my timer, something like that. If I'm trying to learn, 10, 12 songs at a pop, I'll set it for maybe 45 minutes. And you're like, you can learn 12 songs in 45 minutes? No, but I can take a huge bite out of it in 45 minutes. And then I'll come back to it later in the day, maybe do 30 minutes, 40. Something about having that timer to keep us in the lane, to keep a boundary. I know I'm being checked and I gotta stay in it. I get more focus out of it. So it doesn't really matter what kind of timer. I like these old school analog ones. I love the ring of them. I got this one at Ralph's, which is a supermarket chain here in Los Angeles, for like $10. You can get them on Amazon, whatever. Definitely less than $20. I've been doing this for years. I love it. Yes, you can use your iPhone, but I don't really recommend that because, you're dealing with text and you got this and that. And I don't know. I would say just get you a standalone timer. The iPhone is great. It has a timer, yeah, but it's also got all the other time distractors on it. Get yourself a little timer. It's kind of rewarding when you hear the bell go off. Try this out for a couple of weeks and plug in your licks, things you're learning from me or whoever else on YouTube. Break it into bite-sized chunks. Put it into the lane of 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 15 minutes. You'll be amazed at how much you get just in a little bit of time when it's focused like this. All right, that's all I got. Hey, if you like the teaching style, check out my course, Deep Pockets Rhythm Guitar Course. It's available. I'm also probably going to do some sort of masterclass on how to practice with all of this stuff, plus a PDF. If you guys are interested, I haven't figured out how to do any kind of workshop online yet, but maybe I'll figure it out soon if you're interested. All right, that's all I got. Terrio out. Stay funky.